Have you ever wondered what would actually happen if you got into a car accident while driving for business? Let's say you're heading to a client meeting, hauling equipment to a job site, or delivering products, and suddenly you're in a collision. If this car is in your personal name, your personal assets, your home, your savings, even your personal bank accounts could be at risk in a lawsuit. But if that same vehicle is property titled and insured under your LLC, liability may be limited to the business. That's a pretty big difference. In this video, I'll walk you through why you might want to put a vehicle under your LLC, the pros, the cons, and the step-by-step process, and some key tax considerations. We'll also look at the practical side, how to transfer a personal vehicle into your LLC, what kinds of records you'll need to keep, and when it actually makes sense versus when it might just be unnecessary paperwork. What's going on, everyone? My name is Eric Hunsaker, and on this channel, we cut through the fluff to help you build and protect your business the smart way. So let's dive in. Why put a vehicle under an LLC? For most entrepreneurs, putting a vehicle under an LLC isn't about vanity. It's about aligning your legal structure with how you operate day to day. There are 4 big reasons that people make the switch. The number 1 reason that people form an LLC in the first place is liability protection. When your business owns the vehicle and something goes wrong, like an accident, the claim usually has to go against the business, not you personally. That separation between you and the company can protect your personal life from your business risks. Now, this only holds up if you treat the LLC as a separate entity. If you're swiping the same credit card for groceries and gas for the work truck, the courts can pierce the corporate veil and treat your business and personal finances as one. So the protection works, but only if you keep things separate. 2. Professional image. Perception matters. Showing up with the vehicle registered to the business instantly looks more credible than rolling up in a personal car. For contractors, real estate agents, delivery services, or mobile businesses, company named vehicle just looks more professional. And if you plan to wrap your car with your logo or branding, it's a lot cleaner when the registration and insurance already match the business name. 3. Tax advantages. This is where people really start paying attention. When your LLC owns the vehicle, you can deduct business-related costs: fuel, repairs, maintenance, insurance, registration, and depreciation. The IRS gives you 2 ways to do it: standard mileage deduction, a flat rate at 65.5 cents in 2023, which has been adjusted annually, and the actual expense method, deducting the real costs of gas, insurance, maintenance, etc. If your vehicle is used 100% for business, you can deduct everything. If it's split, you just need mileage logs to track what percentage is business. And then there's depreciation. You can spread the cost of the vehicle over several years, or in some cases, take big upfront deductions under Section 179 or bonus depreciation. That can mean major savings in the first year. Finally, privacy. When the title and registration are in the LLC's name, your personal address won't show up in public records. For entrepreneurs who work from home or anyone who values keeping personal information separate from business, that's a real plus. The drawbacks you need to know. Now, it's not all upside. Putting a car under your LLC comes with some trade-offs, like higher insurance premiums. Commercial auto insurance almost always costs more than personal insurance. Insurance companies assume business vehicles are on the road more, under more varied conditions, and sometimes carrying heavier loads. If you've been used to paying $100 to $150 per month for personal coverage, don't be shocked if commercial coverage jumps 30 to 50% higher. Financing challenges. Getting an auto loan in your LLC's name can be tricky. Many lenders want 2 years of business credit history before they'll finance directly under the company. That means you'll often need to personally guarantee the loan, which partly undermines the liability protection you're aiming for. Sometimes it makes sense to buy personally, then transfer the vehicle later. But keep in mind, refinancing or transferring titles can trigger taxes and fees. Personal use restrictions. The IRS expects business-owned vehicles to be used primarily for business. If you're grabbing groceries, dropping kids off at school, or using the car for personal errands, you'll need to carefully track personal versus business mileage. Mixing the two is allowed, but only if you keep meticulous logs. Without them, deductions could be disallowed, or worse, you could face penalties. More administration. Every dollar in and out needs to be cleanly tracked through the business account. Titles, insurance, repairs, all need to be documented under the LLC. That's more paperwork and less room for casual use. First things first. Forming your LLC. Now, before you can even think about putting a vehicle under an LLC, you need an LLC to begin with. And if you haven't formed one yet, here are 3 of the best ways to do it. And each one fits a different type of entrepreneur. First up is Northwest. This is my go-to if you care about privacy. They don't sell your data. They specialize in keeping your personal info off public records. They currently offer LLC formation for $39. And that includes a full year of registered agent service for free. If you want to get started with Northwest, we've got a link for you down in the description. Next is LegalZoom, the most recognized name in the space. If you want a more guided process and the option to add attorney help along the way, LegalZoom is the safe brand name choice. Getting started is super simple. You just click the link down in the description, click on Start My Business, select Start My LLC, and start answering a few questions like your business name, what industry you're in, and then just select some different packages. LegalZoom takes care of all the paperwork for you, which is why I recommend it. Click the link down below in the description to get started with LegalZoom. Now, Tailor Brands. This is perfect for side hustlers and new entrepreneurs who want everything in one place. You can form your LLC, design a logo, and even build your website all under one subscription. Now, I've linked all three in the description. They're affiliate links, which means we earn a small commission when you use them at no extra cost to you. And it really helps us continue making free videos just like this. Step by step, buying a vehicle under your LLC. Step 1, form your LLC and get an EIN. You'll need an employer identification number from the IRS, which acts like your business's social security number. This is required for bank accounts, financing, and taxes. Step 2. Open a business bank account. Every expense tied to the vehicle should come from your business account. This keeps the corporate veil intact and avoids mixing personal and business funds. Step 3. Build business credit. It's not always necessary, but having trade lines and credit history can make it easier to get a vehicle loan under your LLC's name without a personal guarantee. Step 4. Decide on budget and financing. Leasing may give lower payments and flexibility, while buying may maximize tax deductions. Think about your actual use case. Step 5. Shop for the right vehicle. Contractor? Probably a van or pickup. Consultant? Maybe a mid-size SUV. Delivery? Probably a cargo van. Choose something that makes sense for your operations, and think about branding opportunities like wraps or decals. Step 6, sign in the LLC's name. Contracts, financing, everything should list your LLC, not you personally. When signing, use the format. Your LLC name by your name, member. Step 7, title and register. Take your paperwork to the DMV and title and register the vehicle under the LLC. Some states may treat this as a commercial vehicle, so check for fees. Step 8, get commercial insurance. Once the title is in your LLC's name, you'll need commercial auto insurance. Coverage should reflect how you actually use the vehicle. Step 9, keep records. Mileage logs, receipts, repairs, parking, insurance. Document it all. If you're ever audited, good records are your best defense. Transferring a personal vehicle to your LLC. So maybe you already own a car and you want to move it under the business. Here's how it works. Evaluate the benefits. Is the vehicle valuable enough or business focused enough to justify the move? Sometimes it's easier to just leave it personal. Talk to your accountant. There may be tax implications if the transfer is treated as a sale or contribution. Create a bill of sale. Document the transfer from you personally to your LLC. Update the title and registration. DMV paperwork again. Some states charge sales tax on the transfer. Update insurance. Switch from personal coverage to commercial. Record it in your books. Log a vehicle as a business asset. Tax considerations. Let's get a little deeper on the tax side because this is where people make costly mistakes. Passenger cars are usually depreciated over 5 years. Larger vehicles may qualify for bonus depreciation or Section 179 expensing. These rules can save you thousands, but they change often, so be sure to check with the CPA. Mileage versus actual expenses. So if you expect high costs like fuel, insurance, repairs, actual expenses usually wins. If you drive a lot of miles but keep costs low, then mileage can be easier. Personal allocation. If you're using the vehicle 70% for business, only 70% of expenses are deductible. The IRS will expect records. State taxes. Some states tack on extra franchise or excise fees for LLCs. For example, California has an $800 annual minimum franchise tax, plus fees that scale with income. Here are some common questions. Do I need to move my current car into my LLC? No. If you only use it occasionally, it might be simpler to leave it personal and just take the mileage deductions. Can I deduct my personal auto insurance if I use the car for work? No, not directly. You'll only capture the cost if the vehicle is under the LLC and insured commercially. What happens if I sell the business vehicle? Proceeds go to the LLC. If you've depreciated it heavily, you may have to recapture some of that depreciation as taxable income. How do I avoid mixing funds? Simple rule, every vehicle expense gets paid from the business account. If you ever cover a cost personally, reimburse yourself properly and document it. So should you put your vehicle under your LLC? It depends. Liability protection, professionalism and tax advantages are important to you and you don't mind the higher insurance premiums and added paperwork, then yes, it can be a smart move. If you're just driving occasionally for business, mileage deductions on a personal car may be enough. But either way, the first step is having an LLC set up correctly. And if you're ready to form yours, I highly recommend checking out one of these 3 trusted services: Northwest Registered Agent, LegalZoom, and Tailor Brands. Again, all these links can be found in the description below. They're affiliate links, which means we earn a small commission when you use them at no extra cost to you. And it's one of the best ways to support the channel. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you here in the next one.